1, 2, 3. Cocks don't pop at all, poppycock cocks do poppy by 4. And that's why all the folks on poppycock keep poppycocks in a jar. But once I met a girl on poppycock back in the poppycock hills, they won't let me back on poppycock, reckon they never will. Well, poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old poppycock, poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. The earth don't spin at all on poppycock, flatter than a hot roadkill. And beer don't stick to balls on poppycock, reckon it never will. Once I met two folks on poppycock, one bald, the other likes cats. She wild as a rosy, quicker than a satellite, no poppycock about that. Well, poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old poppycock, poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. Take it, Trey. To block on poppycock, ain't no poppycock pins. You might just find yourself on poppycock, waking with a poppycock can. And poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old poppycock, poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. Why so freaking early? Poppycock, you and me.
Oh, yeah, coffee is good. Good. In fact, it was so good that I had to go make more. And as a result, I was about a minute late. The water was taking so long to boil. I'm waiting for a pickup from my friend Beefy. Karen, are you with me, my friend? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Good to see you or hear you. I have a little bit.
Am I echoing?
Echo.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Now it should be better.
Okay, perfect. Welcome, my friend. It's great to be with you again. Thanks for joining me on this late edition of CockyPop because I was making my coffee. But man, is it good? You got your coffee? You got tea? What do you get this morning?
I do have coffee. Mm-hmm. Yes. Coffee this morning.
Outstanding. Yes, I was thinking about, I had trouble getting to sleep last night because I was just, I don't know, so dismayed at the world is just so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Just thinking we've been a year into this now, and so here's our big pictures of Wuhan a year ago, and people dropping dead in the streets. Oh, dear. Well, they finally, I guess, picked back up on doing some mass shootings. We saw a mass shooting surge, AI News reports a couple of weeks ago. And, of course, we knew that they were going to do it, and here they are. And, of course, the CNN, I got to tell you, it never ceases to amaze me just how just willing they are to be just brazenly propaganda. I don't know any other way to put it. I mean, some news organizations at least seem to put forth some small effort at trying to seem like they're not completely just pulling stuff out of their ass. And CNN sounds every day more like North Korean news to me. They're the ones always pushing the agenda. So first on it with fetished and sexualized and how Asian women are now the new target for violence and oppression.
Oh, my God.
I know. Yeah. So they're leading the charge. No surprise there. In fact, I almost had a heart attack from lack of surprise. Speaking of heart attacks, this is one that it's kind of irritating and concerning. Tanzania's president, in almost every headline, they point out that he was one of the world's most prominent COVID deniers. In fact, he's the guy that infamously tested a pawpaw, a goat, motor oil, that all tested positive, and said he was not interested in anything that the World Health Organization had to offer in that regard. And now he's dropped dead of a heart attack at 61. Now, I just want to point out that that often happens. I just going to point this out, that this image right here from 1974, demonstrating that the CIA had a undetectable, quote, heart attack gun. It used a dart that used a poison that caused pretty much instant cardiac arrest. In fact, according to Wikipedia, Boden Stasnitsky was leading the way in 1957 using a molecularizer, basically an atomizer, to use this to induce cardiac arrest, making it look like a heart attack. And that was done. His first successful assassination was in 1957. So, I don't know, what are the odds? And every news outlet is indicating that he was a big COVID denier. So, watch your step.
Oh, what?
Watch your step. Just saying. And they're going to use everything they can to keep that fear up. Again, CNN, U.S. could be on the cusp of a COVID-19 infection surge. So it's not just mass shooting surge, it's infection surge and these new strains. Mm-hmm. Straining my credibility. Was
What?
I know, I've got you speechless this morning, don't I? All right.
Straining my will to live.
I know, yes. I found, okay, so I see this image of Biden here, and I still got to scratch my head at this whole thing. Oh, boy. Unless you've been living under a rock, you're aware of the whole hullabaloo and kerfluffle surrounding the election in the United States, that there were accusations and a lot of evidence of heinous fuckery, most foul, dealing with polling places and the poll itself and the election itself. Now, keeping in mind that I don't believe that any election in the Western world is legitimate. It serves only to give you the false impression that you have any say over it. Nevertheless, there are people who actually do go out and vote, and there are places, I mean, they tabulate those votes, and certainly I think that they do use them for local, things where possible. If they, the city council even wants something, they're going to get it their way, even if they have to do, evil things to do that. And certainly there would be no question. And there's all the evidence that the stuff is going on when you do the numbers that they presented. Apparently, Joe Biden got more votes, popular votes, than any presidential candidate in history. More even than did Obama, who had a lot of excitement around him. Biden had none. He came in second to last at the first primary for the Democratic National Convention, followed only by camel toe, heels up Harris, his running mate, who didn't even rank 1% of the vote. So, he's pretty. So people were really excited, I guess is what I'm saying about him. In fact, they kept him under wraps the entire time and said that they were being safe, right? Just keeping safe from this dread plague that surrounds us. And that's why it had the limited number of people, like 5 at each event, had nothing to do with the fact that nobody really cared. It was because, they were being the good guys by being safe. Clearly nonsense. And they kept him under wraps. And, of course, infamous that he wasn't able to take questions. In fact, they would often, when they had a town hall meeting, write questions and hand them to the audience and say, here, ask this question. And there was one gal at a I think it was Detroit. And she said, no, I can't do this. I'm supposed to ask you this question, but I want to ask you. And it was not really a difficult question, and not only did he dodge, but she was quickly escorted away, for
For breaking
breaking protocol. Exactly. And he still has not yet given a press briefing on his own. It's scheduled for the 25th. We'll see how that goes. But even, again, the complicit press has been now complaining that they were required to provide their questions in writing in advance. And a few of them, again, even though they're, they're fully brainwashed, they go with the like I said, not everybody's in on it, right? So the people that are, many of the people that work in the media, they believe all that stuff, right? They're true believers, which in some ways is
they're
worse.
Immersed in it.
Exactly. But even they are, raising an eyebrow and complaining about the fact that they feel like it's, silencing their voice to not let them ask legitimate questions of a sitting president, especially during his first press briefing, that they must submit their questions in writing. That's not an answer. It's somebody wrote a script to, hopefully deftly deflect your question. And even again, a complicit media, this is just hilarious to me how they try to play both sides of this. It's really funny. So you've got, okay, here's a fact check. Biden wrong on 3 statistics he cited on an ABC interview. Never mind, this is called a limited hang, right? So they admit to, he was wrong on 3 statistics. He got it pretty close, but it's not, contextually, he just, a misstatement. Instead, he's lying. Every word he says is a lie, right? So you admit to one little thing without doing the bigger thing. And back to the election thing, here's one of the really funny things is that now, again, go back and blame the Russians. They're now blaming the Russians for meddling in the campaign. Even though he supposedly won, they're saying that they tried to make him look bad. No, son, they did everything, the media did everything they could to keep you from making yourself look bad. You're a walking gaffe. And they did everything they could to protect you. And now you're going to blame the Russians for trying to make you look bad?
Dude,
Oh, dear.
What the fuck?
Yes, it is. It's freaking clown world here. So even Russia recalls U.S. ambassador after Biden threatens sanctions for election meddling. I mean, he's saber rattling over this thing. It's unbelievable.
All the world is a stage.
Yes, it is, and we're going to demonstrate that in spades just now. So this has come out in the last 48 hours or so since our last Poppycock report. And as you may recall, early on in the days following his inauguration, a Biden press corps released a video of him signing some documents in what was purported to be the Oval Office. But you could clearly see a parking lot right outside the window with a charcoal-colored Jaguar sitting there. Well, it doesn't. The Oval Office does not sit outside a parking lot. Sad to say. Yeah. And so but here's the thing, right? So all they had to do once it was caught, all they had to do was say, well, so for security reasons, right? We did that. But they doubled down, right? So they continue to double down and say, no, well, you crazy conspiracy theorists, what are you doing? All right. So in recent days, it's pretty clear. And there's a few people like Sky News Australia that are picking up and kind of mocking Biden for his inability to handle anything in the press. He's a doddering old fool. So here you got this, really interesting situation where it makes it seem like he's in control and there's no reason to ask him questions anyway because he won't answer. It's like, no, not at this time. And so you'll notice in this clip that the question is pretty much it's indecipherable because, purportedly the word of this. So, Mr. President, and he says, not at this time. Right. But we'll note very quickly in this clip that, first of all, again, it's clearly chroma key or green screen. commonly known as green screen. So what you can see here, again, very, very, very easily, first of all, just a static image, you can see that there's the harsh edge right here. The lighting is totally different. They never show him with his feet here because you would see right away that the shadows would be imperfect, but you can see how clear this is. And then one thing to note, and I point this out in many of the space, supposedly space images, is the difference in focal point and focal length. It's a thing with photography. A lens can only focus in one area. You cannot have this grass, you see this grass right here, is roughly, 15, 18 feet behind him, and in sharp focus right here. It immediately goes out of focus. So that indicates that there's a short focal length to this camera, whichever one took the shot of this background, is a short focal length, roughly about 6 feet window, right? So it starts to go here, it starts to get fuzzy, and then just here it starts to get fuzzy. So there's your focal length right there, but he's standing roughly 15 to 18 feet in front of it, and he's in sharp focus. Well, that much is apparent, but what you're going to see now is awesome. And watch his hands. So watch his hands, those microphones. See that? Did you catch that? So I don't know if you're able to see this in real time. I'm sure you've seen this already, where his hand goes.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Clearly in front of this microphone.
Yeah.
Right, these microphones. So, all right. So Newsweek then comes out and says it's the overactive imagination of conspiracy theorists. That you're seeing what you're seeing. You can see the green right here in his hair, which is, and that his head is invisible right here. This is often the result, again, of certain colors, and silver hair can often do this. You get the moire effect. You get this green tint.
Actually, yes, I now have that problem.
Right. So
I have this problem.
All right. So there you go. So there you've got this, and you see what's going on here. See where his hand is. Okay. So then Newsweek comes out, and again they say it's the overactive imagination of crazy conspiracy theorists. All right. And that's okay. That's their take. They're going to double down. Now they now present a second angle to say, no, you crazy people. See, he just really steps in front of it, but you'll see. You'll see very clearly. So they present a second angle to make it better. Now they're doubling down, quadrupling down. And here's his hand in front of this black microphone here. You can clearly see again, it's all wrong. He would have totally smashed it, but it's the wrong microphone. They put it in front of the wrong mic. It should have been, when he's pointing down like that, he should have been in front of the fuzzy microphone. Right? Not the black one. There's the pointing down. There's the fuzzy microphone. Here's the black microphone, right? And those two microphones are very close in proximity to one another. Now look at this clip where here's the black microphone here. He's pointing down. He makes that move, right? And now when you get to see both of them, you'll see it. You'll see it in a moment, right? It's so far away that you just barely. There he is, right there, right? It's 4 feet away.
What?
Yeah. So
that's the most retarded. This is retarded.
Okay, there it is right there. You see it right there? It's about 4 feet away. 3 feet at depending on the camera angle. So
look how giant that might. That's not even the same proportion.
No, it's not. It's not. It's so bad. Again, this is their attempt to cover a lie with a lie. It's like a kid gets caught with cookie crumbs on his face. He says, "No, I didn't eat anything." And he's doubling down, right? And as he says it, cookie crumbs fall out of his mouth, right? So there's that other microphone. So, and there's the pointing down. He's pointing down right there. Well, there is no camera angle because the other camera would be over here, right? So see that spot right there I'm pointing at? So that's kind of down. This is the camera angle from about, here, the other one. So the other one is there. See, there's the camera angle right about in here would be the camera angle right about there pointing this way. And so this fuzzy microphone would have been completely out of the shot, not right here instead of there. See, you can see those are almost on top of each other. This is preposterous and it's nonsense, but Newsweek is saying that if you see this and if you comment on it, you're a crazy conspiracy theory with an theorist with an overactive imagination because I
feel like you should be able to see that other fuzzy microphone too. Like there's only one microphone in the other angle, but it looks like his hand is between two microphones.
Right. Well, yeah, it should be over here. This is the fuzzy one, the gray fuzzy one, is way over here, right? So you can barely see it. It just barely pops in the frame just for a moment, right there. It's down here underneath the scroll bar, right? So there's that microphone that his hand had gone in front of with the pointing down. So when
Oh
he
my
made that
God.
pointing down motion, it was in front of that fuzzy gray microphone. But here, he makes that pointing down motion right there in front of this big black microphone. Contraire, mon frere, here he is right in front of this, not in front of that. Again, you can say, oh, it defies
Yeah.
the laws of physics. It's just stupid. I mean, it's not even close. It's an effort to cover a lie with another lie. And yet, again, they're doubling down. If we go here and just go to Newsweek and see, there was an article. I'll see if it was, see if I can find it in here. Start search. Okay, here's a fact check. Was he in front of a green screen? Prompted many question if the special effects were involved. The claim. Here's they show that clip. These are so. Anybody else? The facts. It's confusion due to perspective from the camera.
The facts.
Right. Look, I mean, you can clearly see in this close-up. You can see the edges of the chroma key. It's like they just make it worse. Everything they try to do just simply makes it worse.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah. So Newsweek says that you are stupid.
Yeah.
And again, Tanzanian president. So note how many of these noted the COVID-19 speculation, COVID-19 rulers, right? COVID-19. So he is COVID-19 denying leader, right? They are they're making very clear that he deserved to die. That's their point. So
Yeah, this is crazy.
yes, it
This
is.
is crazy what's going on.
Yep. So
Do
same-
y'all see what we see? Oh my God.
It's insane. The world has gone insane, and
Full retard.
absolutely beyond. The microphone didn't kill itself.
Full fucking retard.
It's so bad. I told my wife this morning. It's like a really bad graphic novel, right? That's so implausible, and it wouldn't have a hope of getting printed, except for it's real life. It's so bad. I hang my head and just go, oh no. They not only is it infuriating that they think we're this dumb, but so many people buy into it because they have to, right? Their ego won't let them do anything but. And that's the really disconcerting part, I think, is how many people get taken in, and they have to. It's the same as when I first saw that lovely red Tesla in space. And it was so obviously CGI, not even really very good CGI. And everyone, if you don't tell them what it is, everyone agrees that it's clearly CGI. Until you say, oh, no, that's real. It's the Elon Musk and SpaceX, they're doing that today. And then they just change and they go, oh, it's so beautiful. And I just go, wait, what? What just happened right now? What was that? In fact, Brian had described that about people with the Mandela effect, right? That you ask people questions and they give you the answers, and then you tell them, no, that's like never been that way, and then they change their answers. It's like, what? What just happened? Yeah, and so you're going to continue to see these things. Now, there's been more noise made about people dropping dead after getting their second jab. And in the U.S., of course, they keep pushing this. It's not unrelated. Nope, can't prove it. Unrelated. Marvin Hagler's death. Nope.
Right.
Healthy, young, mid-30s gal drops dead hours afterwards. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Lies.
Except for even in Italy, they've now started a manslaughter charges against the manufacturer of a vaccine for someone who did drop dead hours afterwards. And I'm like, okay, wait, just wait. And so one of the state or city, exactly, I should have pulled it up, but one of the officials there, like a attorney general for a location, anyway, filed manslaughter charges against the manufacturer. So we'll see, but it just seems again that there's enough. They put enough of that out there to confirm for people who have trust issues with it. Let's say that to confirm and say, yeah, this stuff is dangerous. And then, but what the bigger narrative, right, of course, is that they say safe and effective. the little fact checkers come along, safe and effective. Like, how can you even imagine that to be true? How could you even say that with a straight face, with it being very clearly Operation Warp Speed and developed in months on a principle that was prior completely theoretical, openly admitted? Mm-hmm. How can you then say safe and effective? Even Bill Gates saying, well, to get to 2-year results, you have to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's basic math.
Exactly.
So how can you with a straight face say safe and effective, and then moreover give them complete immunity and indemnity from prosecution for side effects? I just this is, over the last couple of days, and I think this is one of the things that really struck me is just seeing what the nature, like there are things in this world, right, that it's astonishing that some things occur with regularity. Right. And for example, the things that we know, the really ugly underbelly of what the quote, the self-professed elites do to people, especially, children in that whole dark episode,
Yeah.
what they do is, I mean, super gross. Right. And so you could go on about it, but they're, they've been doing it forever and they're going to continue to do it. And knowledge of it helps us understand our enemy. It's very difficult to say, oh, we can actually make some substantive change because, I mean, here you've got a guy, Jeffrey Epstein, who's a known not only pedophile but trafficker, a high-level trafficker of young women. Again, this is one of those limited hang things, right? So it gets the story out there. He's got an island dedicated to that with dozens and dozens of celebrities and high-level political officials from around the world who are on the flight logs. And then the guy is, clearly, whether you believe the narrative, whether he's dead or not, clearly didn't kill itself, right? But again, to me, I wouldn't even accept that the guy was even the guy or is even dead. I just think the whole thing's nonsense, right? It's a limited hang. It's designed, again, to the idea of to get it out there, and then nothing happens. To do exactly what they did. Yep. Okay. So clearly, supposedly, the guy who did all this bad stuff connected all the way up to English royalty. Clearly, guilty. There's pretty much no question about that if you accept what they say. Goes to jail, and then 2 weeks prior says, oh, they tried to kill me and make it look like a suicide. And then, by hanging, and then, oh, yeah, he hung himself with toilet paper. Well, his camera suddenly didn't work, and all the guards were asleep. Like... I mean, this is like, the mobster going, yeah, they was asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hung himself with the toilet paper, forget about it. Hey,
Right.
The guy fell off the back of a truck, bada bing over there. Shit happens. Fuck. I mean, it's not even that believable. And yet, here it is, years later, nothing happens, right? So these are the things that we know about, right? This is the stuff that's like clearly out there, and that's those are bad enough. But there are other things that is not just incomprehensible, but is that it should be, that it should happen like these things, but that it's the way. Like this is the standard way, and that has to do mostly with the laws, especially financial laws, especially when you get into healthcare. Right, like just incidents, just as I deal with it, issues with my wife and stuff. Again, she has a number of medical things, and insulin. Right, she's got 3 different kinds of injectables, all that cost about $800 a month. That's $2,400. Right, this how is it not only legal but like practice. That's the
Yeah.
going rate. There and,
You know,
and there are
that's
medications
true.
that are $5,000 a month that you have to survive, and that is like that's the way. It's not just like an aberration. It's
Yeah. Well, my oldest son has asthma, okay? For a rescue inhaler that he needs to keep from like, not be that he needs to breathe basically if he has an asthma attack. Those things cost $150 a pop.
yeah.
But if I want to get a
And
big,
is that your copay? Is that your copay, or is that the cost? Is that an insurance copay?
that's what I pay.
That's okay.
like-
And with insurance, right? Or without?
Right.
With insurance.
That's what, right.
Yeah, so that's the copay, right? That means that the actual cost is like $900. If your copay is $150, that means the actual cost, if you were just to go in and pay cash for it, would be like $900.
Right. Okay, but if I want to get a big old bottle of narcotic pills to kill pain that I could get addicted to, that costs like $3.
Yep, exactly. I know that's yes, it is. It's the same with organic food. Right, costs $5 for a fucking avocado, but you can get a GMO piece of shit that is nothing, right? Just like a dog wouldn't. I mean, a rabbit wouldn't eat that thing. They're 99 cents, right? Or you can get 2 hamburgers for 99 cents at Wendy's. 5 for 5, man.
Incidentally, my oldest son, I do believe, became asthmatic as a result of getting his first round of shots.
Vaccination. Yeah.
Because he didn't have any problems like that until he was after 2 years old and had finished his first round of shots. And then he got sick and became asthmatic, and he's been on albuterol and all that stuff ever since. And he was born premature, but the first 2 years, he was fine. He was healthy.
Yeah.
No problems.
No, I absolutely. Considering what is, just for me, just the two primary things is the combination of ingredients and what's in there that I know of. But that's not even the stuff that they hide. That's what I know of. And simply the way it's treated, that there is, indemnification, and they can't be prosecuted for it, and the way that they treat it in terms of insisting that you have it, and the way that they ostracize and mock anyone who doesn't want it, just that. Again, it's the fingerprint of how they play. And so that is enough. These days, you almost don't have to even do research. You just tell by the way that they treat things, whether it's got some validity to it or not. If they promote it, or kind of just like some wacky theory, right? But if they promote, conspiracy theory like UFOs, right? Or there's a certain treatment for this for this pandemic virus that that they're hiding from you. Yeah, okay, they'll throw that at you, right? To give it a patina of legitimacy. But if they say, if they go after it with hostility, if they begin to really, shut down, put the tags on there, and again, not everybody. Who was the first person to be platformed? Alex Jones, right? But canary in the coal mine. They did it specifically so that people would go, oh yeah, that guy needs to be taken out, right? Yeah, we should get these guys off the air. Anybody that says this wacky shit, right? It's so easy these days to identify by their behavior how what to think of the information itself. You don't even have to dig that deep by the way that they behave around it. You walk into a room and again they start. Yeah, you don't know for sure what's happening, but some kind of fuckery is happening when they behave that way. And then all you have to do is don't look in the box. Okay, what's in the box? What's in the box? Because they're guarding the box. I saw a random shit shows up on my YouTube feed from time to time. One of them was an arrest of some gal for she worked at a hardware store in Mississippi, some of the southern states, and she worked at a hardware store there, and she helped her. She was clearly speeding her titties off. She was on that crank, but she had helped her boyfriend or some male accomplice get out of the store with, a bunch of high dollar items from a hardware store as she was working the night shift. And so this is body camera from the police as they're arresting her. And as they're arresting her, they're about to take her away, and they want her to grab her purse. And she's like, "Can I just leave it here?" And they're like, "Well, no, you're banned from the store. You can't come back." And she's even like, "Well, just leave it out and I'll come back and pick it up later." And he's like, "What? You want to leave your purse on the sidewalk?" Right? She doesn't want anything to do with that purse. You know what's in that purse? Oh, dear. And the funny part is they looked through it, but they didn't find it the first time. But of course, in the description of the video, she was arrested for possession because she did, of course, have the speed on her. So Joe Ray said he saw that video. Yeah. So, yeah, see, she wanted nothing to do with that purse. Okay. So, you know what you got to do with that purse? Look in it. This is exactly the situation that we find ourselves in, is their behavior. What is, again, more unsettling is not that they're doing it, but that seemingly 98% of people are going, "Yeah, nothing in the purse. How dare you ask about their purse?"
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You don't respect women? How dare you? It is.
Really, you shouldn't be looking through a woman's purse, though.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified of it. I've done it a couple of times at request. "Hey, would you get in my purse to get the thingy thing?" And then I go, "Holy shit! What the? No, I'm having none of that. Y'all do you. Y'all do you." I love it. I love it. You got all kinds of stuff in the purse. It's like a magic bag of tricks. But yeah, none for me, thanks. Yeah. I don't. There's some things no, I'm good. No, I mean, I know what works, how it works. I know what goes where and why, but I'm good.
Okay, I need to go get a little bit more coffee. I'll be right back. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'll just do it at the same time. We'll just have a moment of silence or I'll play some music. No, just kidding. What is going on here? Yeah, let's do this. I haven't done this today. I think Ceiling Fan Man sent me a Florida man. I saw this one. Guy pulled he was talking about his grandfather, and they suspected him of killing his grandfather, and then he pulled his ears out of his pockets. Well, I usually try not to put the ugly stories in there because there's all sorts of that, including this kind of nonsense. Florida man spits on Disney World security guard who reminded him to wear a mask. Reminded him. Right? Okay. So, yeah, just, I guess his grandfather wasn't listening to him. I don't know what the story is there. But there was this guy, angry he didn't get his stimulus check, threw a smoke bomb outside Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that makes sense. And, of course, they're continuing to say that you missed this part where you were getting that magic bean juice. There's been several articles here about the Florida man accused of spitting at Disney security guard who, they say, asked him to wear a mask, reminded him to wear a mask. I guarantee if there was an actual altercation, it was threat of physical violence if you didn't put one on. That's
right.
That's Canadian Tire, anyone? Just saying. Oh, here we go. Florida man accused of murdering wife after telling police she's swimming with the fishes. Wouldn't that be did he retire from there from New Jersey? I don't know. Just saying. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's funny.
So there's this stuff going on, tornadoes, right? We didn't do a Secrets of Saturn episode last night.
Right, because they're storming.
Yeah, there was
storming on them.
Tornadoes, and I had to work late, so I knew earlier in the day. I was kind of fallout from that whole travel thing, right? That because I'm coming to the solar return, they got all butthurt, so. Gave me a late start to a job yesterday that was offsite, and we got there and none of the parts were there. And so I knew as soon as we got there, it wasn't going to be like 10 o'clock till we got there. It was ridiculous. But just and not something I even normally do. It's just like, here, screw you. So it's pretty exciting. Love it. Loving that. But yeah, these tornadoes, it does seem the weather of late seems very consistent with how do we want to say, geoengineering? Would that be a good word for that?
That'd be a good word.
As in manipulation of the weather. And if anybody goes, that's just conspiracy theory. It's been admitted that the United States did it during the Vietnam conflict. Hello.
Yeah, they have patents for it.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a long time. So it's funny that, just like the supposed moon landings, it's like they suddenly lost that technology. They did it until, and they got really good at it. And then suddenly, no, we don't do that anymore. What are you talking about? That's crazy talk. Control the weather. What? Meanwhile, China's like, oh, yeah, so we control weather all time. Make no problem. We do for Olympic. No problem. I'm sorry. Is that cultural appropriation? Am I going to get in trouble for this now when you do accents? Is I going to, oh, man. They take all the fun out of everything. This is,
You were doing cultural appropriation earlier with the Italians, too, by the way.
Damn it. Damn it. I did. Shit. I can't do anything anymore. This is no fun. I think what we got to do, I think we just ought to say bag this shit and just start our own place. What do you think? We'll just get some land, and get some animals and grow a few veggies and say fuck the fucking fuckers. I think that's what we ought to do.
I think that sounds great.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in. Well, I think we'll just start that right up. Let's just do that. Because, here's another thing. I was just looking through this, and it occurs to me. Here's another thing I don't understand. And another thing. I'm going to start sounding like Seinfeld here in a minute. And another thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Oh, dear. Oi, but who's counting? Now I'm doing cultural appropriation on the tribesmen. I'm going to get in such trouble. Oi. Oh, dear. There was a basketball player. Who was it? A race car driver? I can't remember. Some athlete got in trouble because he was streaming a video game he was playing, and he said something about "Don't snipe me," and then the Anti-Defamation League got up his butt because apparently something has to do bad with the. I don't even know. It's
snipe.
Yeah,
the word snipe.
Snipe. Yeah, don't snipe me. Motherfucker.
In sniper?
Snipe, as in, I guess they don't like that. I don't know, man. It's just, people
just go away.
Yes, people get butthurt about, go educate yourself. Oh, man. Okay, so Illuminati says, shout out to everyone who was always hated. Hated Seinfeld? I don't know, but I didn't ever watch a single episode. And then I finally was forced to watch the finale, the whole show finale, with a gal I was living with at the time. Maybe that should tell you something, because she was like addicted to the show, and she's like, oh, you got to watch it. I watched it and was like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. Now, of course, everyone who loves the show later tells me that, that was the worst of the shows. It wouldn't have made any sense if you hadn't. Okay, still, but I'm in the world, so I get many of the cultural references. Like master of your own domain, and not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I get the jokes. Soup Nazi, right? You're not in the world if you don't get the memes. But no, I never really never was a thing to me. I just never watched it. Never had a. Anyway, so here's I sidetracked myself. I was saying, you know what? What really I don't get, what is it? What's up with that, right? Is how can people not, when they look at people like this, right? Like Biden. I just want to do this exercise real quick, right? How can you not see that this is a soulless, criminal, vile, despicable, especially with this, right? Look at the way they present him here. How many times have you seen him?
Crooked-ass smile.
I mean, look at this. Can you see this? What I'm showing right here with this fucking halo around his head? Like, really?
Yeah.
And the number of photographs. Look at this. Look at that. How can you not tell? I mean, would you buy a car from that guy? I would.
Nope.
I wouldn't let him anywhere near my kids. Like this piece of poop, right?
It's disgusting. I can't believe that man is president after all the videos of him sniffing little girls and inappropriately touching children in front of everybody. What the fuck?
How about this? Let's see. check this out. Kimmel crushes Don Jr. for accusing Biden of sniffing children. Wait, what? You mean the hours of video wasn't enough? He crushes him for accusing Biden of doing what he's on video doing. What? What? Again, this kind of gaslighting is exactly how they do. It's constant. And it's like when you can see clearly the nonsense. So again, those guys I'm showing there on the right, I wouldn't trust either one of those guys. I got no love for any of them. How about this?
All these people that are in the public eye that they put on TV and that they make famous and popularized, they're all fucking scumbags.
They're scumbags. How do you not see that this guy is like so villainous? Look at this. Look, how can you not see? And he's the hero of the left. How can you?
And you know what sucks is like if I could get alone in a room with Fauci, I could totally beat his ass.
Oh yeah. And
I could beat him to a pulp, and I would love doing it.
I was going to say the scary thing is I would enjoy it, right? How can you not see what this person is? It's like, how do you not have the discernment to see this? It's like, I can just use one word, and I know who I'm going to get here. How can you not see what this is? How can you not see?
Roundhouse kick, baby.
Darkness.
That's all I can roundhouse.
And so this is, look at this. This is what makes me like, and so not only recoil from this, but they love it. It's their hero.
She looks like E.T. right there.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure about she. It's
yeah, whatever. It looks like E.T.
I give it that look.
It's probably a fucking robot. It's probably not even live.
I don't even. Yeah, possible. But this, I give it that skeptical look. I just. Like, how do you not see the inherent evil? Just the grotesque. Look at that. Look at that.
People are so blind because people are under a spell.
Yes. I again.
This is just, all of this is just more evidence that that's exactly what's going on here. And this is, how I start to treat things more and more, that these people are under a spell.
Yeah.
They are literally
hypnotized,
not behaving like themselves because their thoughts are not their own.
They're not their own. Exactly. I mean, I look at this and Queen Elizabeth, how can you not see just how vile? I mean, that's decades of the worst kind of evil behind those eyes. It's not even human.
Ugh, dude.
It's not human.
Especially if you know that she was found responsible for missing children in the 60s.
Yep. By a Commonwealth country. Even they said, no, you don't get to do, but she did. Look.
And she was put in default by Cal, what's his name? I forget the last name. Washington,
yeah. Look at that. Look at this. Just, it radiates evil. How do people not? And again, so this is
the all the jewels and the
yes, and so these aren't. I'm not even looking for the worst pictures, right? These are the ones that they put out as the press. These are the best pictures they got, right, of this vile creature, right? So how do you? And so this comes back to our conversations about frequency and your energy. Right, and that your vibe draws your tribe, and that you're going to your energy is going to draw people around you. And so if you're drawn to this, if this is how you roll, baby, miss me with that shit.
Yeah, right.
Because I want none of it.
None of it.
I want no part of that. Instead, how about you come to South Kakalaki next weekend? That would be better.
Yeah.
Come hang
Anarchy, baby.
Yeah, come hang out with us. We're not going to be wearing masks. We're going to be playing music. There's going to be arts. There's going to be like a lot of really cool people there. Karen and I were talking just before the show, as we are wont to do, about how, and perhaps I didn't mention this part of it. I was thinking as I was making coffee, right? So what we were talking about is how cool you guys are. Right. Well, we were first talking about each other. Like, so, it's like Karen and Ted are some of the coolest people I've ever met. And I've met a lot of really cool, like famous people and interesting people, cool people. They're out there. There are really cool people out there. But there's some of the Karen and Ted. You guys really are awesome. Like, and individually, I mean, I met Ted just before he left Seattle area, and we just hit it off, right? And then as when you and I met, I was like, hey, like it's like we've known each other forever. These are cool people, right? And then I find it's so true with so many of you, right? That people in our community are just really cool. And I was thinking about as I was making coffee and thinking about kind of some of the things we were saying, right? It's like, how difficult really is it just to have some emotional maturity and not just not be a douche, right? Just be cool to people. And like, how hard really is that? And it's not, I mean, sometimes it's not easy when people are assholes, because a lot of people are, and they're difficult to deal with. But if you just remove yourself from them, set good boundaries, right? You'll be okay. And if you can live from a place of love and compassion, some of those people actually get helped a little bit, and they sometimes they see the positives that they're missing, right? So. But I find that people in our community are so, and I thought, what's the like maybe the common denominator, other than we see things kind of on, a similar scale. I know one thing that struck me is people who have suffered loss usually are a lot more patient, a lot more just compassionate and kind toward others. And one thing that is certainly true is about those people in our community is that we have all suffered the loss of our entire worldview, right? Like our whole world was taken from us. Like it's hilarious how those who love to bash crazy conspiracy theorists, one of the arguments that they use is, you just want this to be true. Right? You just want that to. It's like, what would ever make you think that I would want the world to be this way? Right? It's the last thing I would want is to see the world like this. It just is. How can you not see it? This is what I mean. We have certainly suffered that loss of having our world taken away from us, right? And so I think, for me, it does lend, I think, a little bit of compassion for those who are under the spell, and an understanding that they are under a spell. Some of them even are behaving what they think is they're trying. They're trying to. It pulls on their better nature. People who want to, save the world by recycling, right, or driving an electric car. Okay, well, the batteries used to make the car damage the planet far worse. But planet, see, we're so programmed. We even say that. Damage the world far worse, right? To dig up all the lithium that's required to make those batteries. So they got you under a spell. People they've got them behaving in a way that they think is virtuous, like wearing a mask and insisting others wear it because that's the virtuous thing to do. So not all of them are bad, but some of them are, and the behaviors that they engage in, which is to not think for themselves and to accept authority, especially to accept authority to shame and mock people, no. Right, that's not cool, and that just demonstrates. And I've said over and over, and I'll be talking about it more this weekend on the Unintended Consequences stream. Right, about if you give people enough time, right, they will inevitably show you who they really are. And something that I told both of my kids before they began dating is ignore everything they say and look only at what they do. Right, and what they say only insofar as how it compares to what they do. They'll show you. Be patient. Don't get ahead of yourself. Right, but watch very closely. Don't have any expectations either way. Although I do find when I lower my expectations, people rarely disappoint them. When I set the bar really low. Oh dear, is that bad? So let's see. Anything new and exciting about Solar Return Festival, Karen? Is there any new last-minute developments or anything we should know?
Well, I do have. Okay, if you look at the schedule, you'll see that there's a spot in there that says Karen's half hour magical hour.
Ooh.
I didn't really know what else to call that spot, but basically, I have some stuff that I'm gonna play for everybody there on the big screen, because we're going to have a big video screen there like we did for Flattoberfest. And Conspiracy Music Guru sent me some stuff. So
Oh, awesome. He's
yeah.
awesome.
So I'm going to take a minute. I might say some things, show some things, just a little bit of stuff,
Cool.
like break time stuff.
Where's the schedule
stuff.
on the page?
Okay, if you go up to the menu, is it showing up in the menu?
No, I see
Events? No, go up to events.
Solar.
Solar
Oh, there's
return.
schedule. So what I had to do is reload the page. So one more time, because the first time it only gave me tickets and
Okay, maybe you hadn't.
I hadn't.
You still had the window open from before I updated, maybe.
Yep, I did, and I just had to reload the page. So let's see. There's the schedule. Got it. Okay. Karen B. Half Hour Magical Hour. I love it. Oh. Okay, there we go.
Sorry. Or if you go to the solar return page too, it has a button there that says schedule and it takes you to the page.
Okay.
So you don't have to go through that crazy menu.
Got it. Okay. All right. So now I see it. Cool. Outstanding.
So like I cut some of your time down. Who knows?
I don't care.
There's a little bit like the time, that middle area there, that's very loosey-goosey.
Well, and that's why our earlier conversation, that's why I was saying I put that in there to be flexible, right? So like I was just trying to cover the time to put the other stuff later. So yeah, I don't really care much at all. But we do have some people coming for the jam sesh, right? So I can drop more of the noodles and give more of the jam sesh to make sure that people get to play. Yeah, I'm not not particularly like woo performing. It's just like, it's fun to hang out with people and do a little stuff. So yeah, I was noodling before we started. Anyway, so the magical hour, half hour magical. It's a half hour. Wait, is that new math? Is that what that is?
It's it's just a play on, like, I don't know what made me think of it, but I remember I used to watch way back in the day on MTV. They had the half hour comedy hour.
Nice.
Where it's only half hour long, but they called it comedy hour.
Sure.
So I'm like, I don't know. It's probably only going to be about a half hour, but I call it a half hour magical hour because who knows? I don't know how long it's going to be.
I figured with a half hour.
This is how I am. This is how my events are.
Well, that's why I asked you if there wasn't anything new, because I anticipate this from the previous one. So
I want people to have fun. It's not formal. I'm not trying to have people be lectured at.
Oh, so I wasted my money on a tux rental? Is that what happened? Is that what happened, Karen? Damn it. Now you tell me.
Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be fun. We are going to have so much freaking fun, you guys.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be fun. It's already, it's done, and enough people are coming that the event is, the cost of the event is taken care of. So I feel like now I can just relax and just wait for it to happen, and we're going to have a great time. So
it's going to be lit. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be lit.
Lit. Yeah, that's right. Get the shimmy on your stimmy and get on down to South Kakalaki. Wait, cultural appropriation of the South now? Hey, yo, come on down here. I'll get some cold beer. Woo. All right. I guess it's time for us to say fuck the fucking fuckers and get on out here. As they
and also before we leave, let me just say this Sunday on Globebusters, I'm going to be on Globebusters with ODD.
Oh, outstanding. Cool.
Yeah.
I love Matt. I'm so excited he's coming. This is going to be awesome. I think he'll.
Me too.
I think he'll really dig.
I'm so glad that he's coming and he's into it and he's excited and he's participating. Like, I am stoked because he was very quiet for a long time.
Well, and I think it'll be good for him. I think it'll be similar to what most of us have said after we've been, to the Flattoberfest. We were so jazzed afterwards, right? So hopefully he'll find some inspiration, and it'll be good for his spirit, and I know it'll be good for yours to just show up, and it's going to be good times. That's faux show. Yes. Oh, I would be remiss if I did not bring up that this Saturday, coming up on the 20th, in Neyland Park in Shelton, Washington, you're going to find a gaggle of folks who getting together. Let's see if I can find this. Oh, not Neyland. Neyland Park. There we go. All right, on Turner Avenue, and that's in Shelton, Washington, over there on the peninsula, as you can see. So it's a couple-hour drive from Seattle if you go that way, kind of slip around there. 2 p.m. until we get bored. Ceiling Fan Man's going to be there. I think Mark Sargent's scheduled to appear, as is the Great Baldini. And, of course, there's going to be a whole bunch of folks. I think Dottie's going to be there, and since she's the one that set it up. But, yeah, come out and see us. We're going to have a great time. That's coming up again this Saturday from 2 p.m. Until, whenever, till the cows come home. So hopefully you'll be able to make it for that. And then next week is the big one, all the way over. Whoa. All the way over here, and it's a showstopper. I mean, it's a job ender for me. Real close to Powders.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
Sorry about all that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Other than that one thing, how was Dallas, Mrs. Kennedy? You'll note that it's close to Powdersville, so that should get Crow excited with the leftover cocaine. He always jokes about that. All right. So, yeah, anyway, you're going to fly into Greer, probably. Greer, Spartanburg. Greenville, Spartanburg Airport is right there in Greer. And then hop on over and to the, that's right, the Shriners Hall. That's right. We're, we got a big statue of Moloch. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody asked about that.
If you look at have you seen the comments under ODD's promo for the video?
Yeah.
There's so many people that are like, oh, Shriners Hall, right in plain sight. There's so many people paranoid in the comments. And it's like, you know what? You people are the ones who are never going to have any sort of life because you're so scared of everything. You must be scared of your own shadow. Do you freak out every time you see like the number 6? It's like, come on.
No, they do. Right. Some of them do. They don't see anything. And these are the ones who go out on a limb to make 3 words that don't go together. And it's like, because it sounds like they use homonyms. And it's like, oh, man. I mean, yes, etymology is the thing, and it's good to understand. And yes, spellcasting is the thing, and I understand phonetics. But sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget to fuck the fucking fuckers, guys. It's just not worth it. Take it all with a grain of salt. When it's this bad, you just have to laugh at it. And that's what we do here on your friendly neighborhood Poppycock CockyPop Report. Take care. I'm going to say goodbye now, Karen, as I'm going to play a little music on the way out, as I am wont to do on occasion. Thank you so much again for being willing to join me. It's always a delight to have you with me, and you saved me. You're my only hope.
No problem.
Thanks so much.
It's fun for me too.
Yeah, it is. And we'll see you soon. I'm sure I'll probably see you next week, and then we'll see you definitely coming up on the 26th and 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Take care, Karen.
Party.
Bye-bye. All right, kiddos. That was the lovely and talented Karen B. And Beefy Karen, as I like to call her of late, because she had her primary account. The Gravelers got her. So Karen BFE became Karen Beefy. I love it. All right, guys. Take care. Don't forget to just try to be good to people. It's not that hard. I mean, sometimes people are difficult, but I think you can do it. I have faith in you, right? Fuck the fucking fuckers. Take good care of each other. And we'll see you again soon. Hope you join me for Unintended Consequences coming up this Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Hope to see you there. Take care, guys.
1, 2, 3. Cocks don't pop at all, poppycock cocks do poppy by 4. And that's why all the folks on poppycock keep poppycocks in a jar. But once I met a girl on poppycock back in the poppycock hills, they won't let me back on poppycock, reckon they never will. Well, poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old poppycock, poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. The earth don't spin at all on poppycock, flatter than a hot roadkill. And beer don't stick to balls on poppycock, reckon it never will. Once I met 2 folks on poppycock, one bald, the other likes cats. She wild as a rosy, quicker than a satellite, no poppycock about that. Well, poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old poppycock, poppycock, you and me, Rose and Baldini. Take a trade. ain't no poppycock pins. You might just find yourself on poppycock, waking with a poppycock kin. And poppycock, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old poppycock, poppycock, you and me. Rose and Baldini, why so freaking early? Poppycock, you and me.